everybody? Welcome back to Built by Grace. Cold Tuesday morning, November the 11th. Heading into work. Pray everybody has a great day today. Something I've just been meditating on as I'm heading in is promotion comes through excellence. Whether it's promotion at work that we're looking for or promotion in our businesses, where God brings our clientele and stuff to us. Whatever it is, it's only going to come through excellence. So remember today while we're at work, let's operate in the spirit of excellence in our work and in our attitudes. And let's go out there and crush it today. I guess I'll pick you guys up on my lunch break. Hey guys, welcome back. It's 5 o'clock. Just got off work. Excited to talk to you guys. On my way home. See the fam, eat some dinner, and do what needs to be done around the house. Steward well my time, my 5 to 10. Make sure I steward that well. That's what I'm going home to do now. But before I got off work, I was like, man, what am I gonna get up here and talk about? And praying about it. God, what do I talk about, man? And actually, I was on the way to a customer's house at my shop I work at. Me and the owner of the shop, we were going to drop a truck off back to the farm because I finished up the work that needed to be done on it. So we were going to drop it back off for them, but they were busy working the farm, so they couldn't come get the truck. And then it hit me. God just downloaded into my system. My first time going to this farm, and it's a nice spread. It's had a nice house and farm equipment around, nice barn for the farm equipment. It's probably got hundreds of thousands of acres of land. I don't know how much. It's a lot of acreage. They're big time farmers around here in eastern North Carolina, where I live at. And that's when it hit me. I got back in the truck and God was like, talk about that. And the respect I have for people that go out and are willing to take a risk, start from scratch, start from nothing and build it up. Man, that respect is high up there. That's what I plan on doing for my family as well. But like the particular farmer I dropped this truck off, he wasn't home, but his wife was there. And she was out on the other part of the farm. They got a massive chicken farm operation, a massive hog farm operation, and then they also grow crops as well. And they're probably making multiple millions of dollars a year doing that. I'm just assuming, but how they start is just what got me, being willing to take that risk and get out there and look foolish to some people. Some people, I'm pretty sure they were told that, hey man, y'all look crazy for buying all this land and starting and for something that's not a guarantee or whatever the case may be. But yeah, the husband, he was in Missouri with, I think he said, with his 2 sons, and they were hunting. But the wife, she was there still holding down the front. She was coming back from the chicken operation, make sure the chickens were fine and all of that. But just that respect, man, it's just the willingness to go out there and to do something against the grain, and take a chance on yourself, and been willing to just look foolish for a season. But in the long run, when it actually works, whatever it is you're setting out to do, when it works, now people are going to be, man, I always knew you were going to be successful. Girl, I always knew you were going to be successful. concept. I knew that was going to work for you. If anybody could do it, you could do it. But I'm just, I guess, just like at a loss for words. Just that, like I said, I just keep saying it, but that respect of people that just go out there and build something from the ground up and do it in such a way, not only where it takes care of them, but when they get up in age, they're raising their kids up doing it as well. And when they're ready to retire, now they have another generation coming on behind them, and they're willing to pass it down. They can pass it down to their kids, and their kids can take the reins and run the family business. And then one day when their kids get older, they can train them up and pass that farm down, or pass whatever it is down, that business down to the next generation. And that's what it's about for me, man. Just setting my family up, my wife and I, and then our kids, and then our kids' kids, and those that come after them, like the Bible talks about. A good man leaves an inheritance for their children's children. And I know people are going to say, oh, spiritual inheritance and all that. Yes, that's important, but it's in Proverbs. I'll have to find it and link it in, add it in. But I know it's in Proverbs where it says, house and riches are the inheritance. But yeah, obviously I make sure my kids have a spiritual foundation as well. Because I don't want them, just loving money and thinking that their business is their God, when it's not. God himself is causing our business to prosper, as long as we stay connected to him and stay doing what it is that he wants us to do. And he will cause our businesses to prosper, bring those clientele and things of that nature. But yeah, that's what I'm excited about, man. Just doing that for my family, setting my family up to where if they don't want to work a job, I'm not against jobs. But if they don't want to work a job, they don't have to. Why? Because dad and mom and dad built something many, many years ago, and mom and dad were willing to look crazy for a season and build something for us, and setting my business up in a way as well to where if let's just say if I'm in the horse world, but they don't want to be in the horse world, which is fine, but they want to, let's say, study rocks or study diamonds or whatever the case may be, set the business up in a way to where I can add another entity into that and use the business to fund whatever it is that they're trying to do. And that way they don't have to go out and work for someone else. They can still, work for the family business, or work for themselves, but they'll be the owner of it. It'll just be under the parent company, and the kids will be able to own it and run it and do what they need to do within that industry, whatever they want to do within that industry. So yeah, I'm fired up about that. I've just been thinking about that ever since God downloaded that into my spirit about 20-25 minutes ago. But yeah, going against the grain, man. That's what it's about. Going against the grain. Being willing to be different. Do something a little different for yourself, for your family. So, anyway, I'm on my way home now. It's getting dark, so I guess I'll pick you guys up when I get home. Finish the conversation or whatever else happens from now till then. I guess I'll report on that. So, over and out. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are stewarding well your 5 to 10. I had a great time. Once I got home from work, I ate dinner, spent time with the wife and kids, helped clean up the house, and stuff like that. And I took some time to study I believe something that God was nudging me to study, and it is building like a king. There were 7 points that he gave me, that I went through and studied, and I figured I'd hop on real quick and share them with you guys, and hopefully they'll be able to impact you guys as much as they've impacted me. So, building like a king, first point. Number 1, start with a divine blueprint, not ambition. Psalms 127:1. Unless the Lord builds this house, the builders labor in vain. Kings didn't start building without divine instruction. Solomon didn't design the temple, God did. Noah didn't design the ark, God did. You build like a king when you receive, not just conceive. Principle: build what God reveals, not what people recommend. And how can we apply this to our businesses? Spend time seeking God's architecture, then the vision, structure, and timing. Let him download the blueprint before you start laying bricks. Point number 2, govern from rest, not striving. 2 Samuel 7:1. Now it came to pass when kings sat in their houses and the Lord had given them rest from their enemies. True kings build from rest, not hustle. Rest doesn't mean laziness, it means trust in divine provision and timing. Kings don't chase, they command, delegate, and govern from a place of peace. And what is the principle in this? Rest is the atmosphere of divine strategy. And how can we apply this in our businesses? Build systems that serve your purpose, not the other way around. Create rhythms of rest and wisdom-led decision making. Point number 3, operate by covenant, not contracts. Genesis 17:2. And I will establish my covenant between me and you, and will multiply you exceedingly. Kingdom kings understood that covenant is stronger than any paper deal. Their power came from alignment with heaven's covenant. So what is the principle in this? A kingdom business is not a hustle. It is a covenant assignment. And how can we apply this to our businesses? Tithe, sow, and treat every business deal as sacred ground. You're not transacting, you're representing heaven's economy. Point number 4, build people before palaces. According to Psalms 78:72, David shepherded them with integrity of heart, with skillful hands led them. David wasn't just a king, he was a builder of people. Kings build capacity in others before constructing castles. Principle: your team is your temple. Equip, empower, and anoint them. And how can we apply this more in business? Develop leaders, not just laborers. Mentor them in both excellence and integrity. Point number 5, righteous systems. Proverbs 24:3. Through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. Kings ruled by systems of justice, wisdom, and order. Kingdom business requires structure that reflects heaven's government, clear hierarchy, accountability, stewardship, and generosity. Principle: God blesses order, not chaos. And how can we apply this to our businesses? Document processes, build structure, implement stewardship systems that multiply resources, not drain them. Point number 6, multiply, don't maintain. According to Genesis 1:28, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Kings think in territories and inheritances. They build with next generation in mind. Your business isn't just for profit, it's for dominion. And what's the principle in this? Don't just make sales, make systems that scale. And how can we apply this to our business? Train successors, duplicate culture, and build legacy infrastructure. Your business should outlive you. Point number 7, our last point. Honor the source of your wealth, according to Deuteronomy 8:18. Remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you power to get wealth. Kingdom kings never confuse ownership with stewardship. They built for God's glory, not their ego. What's the principle in this? The goal isn't riches, it's rulership, stewarding wealth for God's purposes. And how can we apply this to our business? Dedicate every project, profit, and platform back to Him. Let every decision bring heaven to earth. So yeah, God was pressing me to study that. I didn't know I was going to get all of that out of my few hours study. Probably about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half or so study that I did. Got these quick 7 points, but and I'm pretty sure we can take this another layer deeper. That may come in another video. I may sit down and continue to study this and go deeper with it and come back and report back what I've learned, what God has given me. But that's pretty much it for today, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Jump in the comments if you've seen or heard anything that stuck out to you guys tonight, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.